Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to another round of One Piece. Today we're going to be playing a little red-green Monkey D. Luffy from OP13, and we're going to be trying out how we do against the new OP16 leaders. I'm going to be trying out against a Buggy in the next couple of videos, so we're going to see how that goes. This is a quick preview of the deck profile, just so you can see what we're going to be piloting today. The only real changes is where we've thrown in this Monkey D. Luffy from starter deck 30. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what we're playing in today. There will be a comprehensive breakdown at the end of the video, and the deck list will be in the description below. If you guys want to pop that into the sim, you're more than welcome to it. I think that's about all I got for you, though, so if you can do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. We're climbing up there, and it's been really cool to see how many of you guys are willing to watch me play a video game. The link for the Discord is in the description below as well. If you guys want to pop into there and share any of your videos or upload anything you want me to review, or just mess around with some fellow players. I think that's all I got, though, so let's jump into some games. Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. We found us a Buggy. That can be activated when your Impel Down type character is removed from the field. Flip the one prisoner of Impel Down card from your hand. Lovely. Yeah, we just start with one of these guys. Well, we take this because we have to. Go like that for that, and return those back to the deck and pass it over. Good news is we'll get one more crack at finding a real guy before we're there. Buggy's a 5-life leader as well. They're always going to want to don underneath the leader. Start at 17 Buggy. Top 3 cards and place them in any order at the top of your deck. It's a very interesting start to their turn. Is this what they're playing for a searcher? I wonder if they've got a good way to bounce this back so they don't lose out on 2Ks. I imagine they're going to take every hit we swing at them. This seems like a rush-down deck. Just so you guys know, I don't tend to, preview these really hard. Wow, this is not looking super great for me. I think I take this, and yeah, we'll leave that just the way it is. I don't tend to look at the new leaders, super intensively. I know what most of them are, but I don't try to look at the decks super intensively before we get there, because I just don't like being spoiled on the new set a month or two before it comes out, because then I don't get to enjoy it on release. By the time it comes out on the release, then I just, then I can't really get to play it. Transfer scare, draw 2 cards down to 20. Okay, he's just using it for the draw engine right now. He said, I can't hit you, so I'm just going to draw a couple of cards. He's looking for as many prisoners of Impel Down as he can. So this will be our first real miss of a turn. Yeah. We got 2 double attacks on board. He hasn't played anything either, though, so we're just kind of chilling right now. I'm always curious to see how many prisoners of Impel Down the decks that utilize it play, because it's not like most cards. In case you guys didn't know, you can play as many copies of the prisoners of Impel Down as you want in your deck. I've seen a lot of people running 16. 12 for playing, or 12 for counter, and then 4 for playing out. Play up to 1 per Impel Down character with a cost of 6 or less from your hand. Okay. Okay, wow, that is a heck of a turn. Developed 3 6Ks. Wild. Yeah, I can't just let you take pot shots at me. Okay, well, we're not going to see our dude this turn, which is unfortunate. I don't even know if I attack with this. Wonder if he blocks with this and gets me that 2K. Wow, just lets it go to play another one. Okay, so he just gets another one on field. That's a once per turn to turn that into a blocker, so I could just pop him for 5. Yeah, I guess we just pop him for 5. Ah, I forgot that was a blocker. It's fine. It's fine. I'm at 7, maybe at 9 next turn. I can do both. Take this. Do something like that, return that, and then we'll just get some cards up. If he swings at leader, we take it. If he goes after this, we're going to have to start playing very strategically because I do need to get this down on the field because I do think this is going to come down to how fast he can rush me down. Like, I look like I'm in a super commanding position. I don't even know if that's what I look like, but it feels like we're in a fairly commanding position, but I'm a little nervous that he just dropped 3 6Ks because all it takes is 1 Dawn under each of these, and I know he's going to put one under leader. And that's going to eat through our Dawn in like a swing or two. One swing will get 2, one swing will get another 2, and then I've got to deal with 2 other swings. I'm okay with going down to 3. This double attack. My plan next turn is to develop both of these. If I can sit at 3 life, I'm in a pretty good spot. Because that means my follow-up turn can be this. He's at 5 cards on hand. 20 plus cost. I cannot attack, so that'll be this guy. Okay, so he's going to keep some pressure off. Cool. This Mr. 3 Galdino is really how they're going to refuel their hand, though. I'd like to draw 2 on this. But if he goes, he can literally go 4 7s at my Usopp, and that's going to be bad. Because, like, I can get out of one of them, but the second one is where I'd have to decide if I'm going to Charleston or not. I'm curious, I don't actually know the ruling on this. How does this work? If I play this and use it to rush in and attack, and they decide to turn this into a blocker, can I then rest this? What order does that happen in? Well, that scares me a lot less. Okay, so that's a mistake. Don't do that. Unless he just had nothing else to do with his Dawn and he doesn't want to swing these. Okay, so he doesn't do anything. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Buggy, go bye-bye. So there's 4. I'm just going to poke him for 5. Because if he turns one of these sideways, I'm going to attack it for probably like 8. Yeah, it's like I'm just going to slam into this thing. He concedes and disconnects. Man, I was at 4 life there. Had 2 double attackers. This guy and this guy. And I wasn't going to lose anything that fall on the follow-up because he just didn't have the gas for it. Wow, they're on the 10 cost Buggy. That is crazy. That's actually really scary. Note to self, Laboon may become necessary against this deck. They're playing Slave Arrow. I didn't see anything else crazy. Man, do I need to play anti-removal against this deck? I didn't know that this deck was on a lot of removal, but I don't see any like Gravity Blade or anything in there. That's an interesting one. Changes mission from sneaky to flashy. All kinds of cool cards in here. It's a shame he didn't sneak around. One Dawn. All your Prisoner of Impel downs to 7,000 this turn. And it's a 4K event. Shame he didn't stick that one out. He was in a pretty losing position, though, I think, just because I could have just dealt with everything. I might have actually killed him on the next turn. I probably could have just dropped both of these, assuming he didn't develop another one. And then we could just say, hey, by the way, I'm just going to beat into you with 2 double attackers. And another 7. Yeah, he never even touched us, so I don't know. We'll keep it on. Everybody's learning these decks, so let's be very nice. I don't know how any of these matches are going. I just want to see how they play into us now that they're out. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let's go see if we can find another one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Our opponent chose to go first. Oh, man, they're going to put us on the bad curve. I don't think I need Laboon in this matchup, so we're just going to put one on later and pass. Going to get our hands sorted up. You want to attack 6 at me? No, we're going to get a 1 this turn. Then I think we go this next. Okay, I get some Dawn up. I'm expecting to take at least a hit here. If I take 2, it is what it is. But I wanted to get this on board so I can get this next turn. I need to set up a restand so I can start doing this. Luna should be very helpful in this matchup. So I might have to deal with like a 6 and a 7. Yeah. The 7 will hit. That is the incorrect order in which to attack. But it doesn't really matter, because I'm going to do this. Remove this. Get the Prisoner of Impel down out. Yep. And then play this. Attack 7 there. Restand 2. Just want to see if I can get one more restand on field. That 7 cost Zoro is going to start looking real nice. Your 6 will not do any good. Okay, hard targeting my characters, not real surprising. Sixes are a terrible number. Quit swinging those. Okay, I hope you've got some rush unit out of that 5 Dawn. Wow, look at that hand, ladies and gentlemen. The Impel down. I really kind of got to wait for that boa they like to play to really get this going. And I think I just have to take this. . Do I have to take this? Getting 2 Dawn back up with this when I'm going to be at 10 is probably going to be good enough. I'm just going to be mean. Just going to knock that blocker down. I want to get a card out, and then I want to punch him for 7. Double attack. And then we keep going. Give me another one. Yup. Just trying to eat his 2Ks up. Just want to eat those 2Ks up. Now I've got to... I didn't attack with the Usopp because I didn't want him hard targeting because I was only going to have 3 Dawn up at the end of the turn. And this is going to be harder for him to remove because he's going to have to attack this for 8s, which is a lot of his Dawn. And I've got 2 2Ks in hand. I'm okay with giving up. What is going on? Okay, 6 at lead. I mean, that's one of his character's attacks. That's another one of his character's attacks. He's got 1 there. He's got 8 costs. Is that going to be like the boa? I'm okay. I feel okay getting out with 1 more attack. I'll take whatever the buggy. I'll take the buggy swing, I guess. That's good to have. Okay, can't attack. Okay, I was like, I feel like you're gonna lock something down here. He doesn't like the fact that I could just rest one of his blockers. He doesn't like that for some reason. Okay, another one. That 11 card hand went away real fast. Well, I know it's swinging at that. Let me see. Yeah, we can do exactly what I'm thinking about. I don't know if you guys saw the line there, but immediately I was like, oh, I can really mess this poor man up. Luna's about to go real hard, ladies and gentlemen. You want a free block? No? This is going to make him very upset. Do you think he disconnects here, ladies and gentlemen? Or do you think that he just plays on? Man, Luna's so good against this deck, it's just not very fair. Now I've got 2 double attacks. I really wanted to develop that Zoro, but it's just better if I just lock down his entire board for a turn. By the way, we've seen, what, 4 of those Impel Down, guys? Let's see, let's get the trash organized. 7 Impel Downs in the trash. Prisoners. I don't know how this is going to help you. These are rested, so they're not going to become blockers. I mean, they can, but they'll be rested. That can just get rested. We don't need that in my life. Yeah, you've created some blockers. That's very nice for you. Anyway, double attack. Oh, man. Man, this would go really hard for you if you were going to live that long. Base power. All your impelled prisoner downs to 7,000 power during this turn. Yeah, if you'd had 4 impel down guys that were 7 costs, 7Ks, for 1 Dawn, they would have been really annoying to deal with, I'll tell you right now. I think I probably still would have lived because I had a blocker, 2 lives, a Charleston, 5 Dawn. But, you know, you just didn't have a prayer there. This was a very aggressive use of this Monkey D. Luffy, but the ability to control 1 blocker a turn and have a 6K body on field has been really nice. What do they have for counter in hand? This is a 4K event. 1, 2, 1, 1. So they had 3, 4, 5, 9K counter. That's a lot. But they were just going to get eaten alive by 7, 7, like 9, 9. The other thing I could do there is to continue playing the game. Is I could have just attacked a bunch of times and then played this. I don't know what I would have wanted to play it over. Probably one of these Luffys because they're not actually getting double attack because he'd have been down to 1 life for 0. So I would have just played this attacked and then had, you know, 4 Dawn up. Those 7Ks get less good when I'm just a 7K, so. But he was just screwed. Poor Buggy. Buggy does not do good against Luna, ladies and gentlemen. We learned so much here today. They were trying their best. They never did play anything where this could get character rush. The only thing I think I've seen in this deck that lets them do that is the Boa Hancock that has unblockable. Doesn't even look like this guy's running it. I don't see it in the trash. I actually don't see anything in their whole deck that would proc that ability. So that might not have ever procced for that ability. I might have just had to play this hard up and just said, hey, my guy's big for a turn. I don't know, let me think. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? That was a fun game. All right, catch you guys later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a couple of games against Buggy from OP16. Our red-green seems to be holding his own. I think Buggy's going to struggle just because the ability to spam out impel down characters that are 6,000 power is not going to do real great against a guy that can just turn a Dawn sideways to turn it into 2K power. What do you guys think? All right, well, I will go over the cards for the deck list. I won't go over every individual line of text, but I'll give a quick summary of everything before we break down our game plan against Buggy. All right, so red-green Luffy from OP13. When you put a Dawn on him, he can rest any number of Dawn and give plus 2,000 power for each Dawn rested to the leader or one of his Straw Hat Crew type characters, as long as we have 5 or less active. We've got 4 Jewelry Bonnie, a 1/2/1 Searcher. Looking at the top 4 for a Straw Hat Crew, we've got 4 Garp, which is a 1/2/1 Searcher. Looking at the top 4 for a 3 or less. There are only 2 cards in the deck that are unsearchable, and that is Laboon and Charleston. We've got 4 copies of Sanji, a 2/3 2K on play. He makes one of our Straw Hat Crew type characters with 6,000 power or more, unblockable for the turn. We've got a 7 cost, 9,000 power in Roanoke Zoro. He gives our leader plus 2,000 power to the end of our opponent's next turn, and he gets character rush if our opponent has a character with 8,000 power or more on field. We've got 4 copies of Laboon, a 1/2 2K. It is a protection for 7,000 power or less, non-once per turn. It can rest 2 cards and keep them from getting destroyed or removed by any type of effect. 4 copies of Usopp, which is a 4/5 1K. He restands 2 at the end of every turn. 4 copies of Nami, which is a 4/2/1 blocker on play. Rests 2 of our opponent's characters with 8 or less and sets 5 Dawn is active at the end of every turn. Then our new card I threw in here, a 4/6 brick in Monkey D. Luffy. On play, we can rest 1 of our Dawn cards. This character gains Rush this turn, and when attacking, rest up to 1 of our opponent's characters with blocker. That's really important because it doesn't have any cost restrictions, which is really strong for the deck. and it gives us a nice body. I liked it as a 4 cost that we can cheat out off of one of these Luffys in the later turns, and it is just a good pressure card. I love having cards with Rush on them, real strong. We've got a 5/7 in Sanji. We're running 4 copies. On play, he stands 2 Dawn and 1 more Dawn at the end of every turn. 4 copies of Monkey D. Luffy, a 6/7 brick with double attack. On play, we restand 4 Dawn, but then we can't play a 5 cost or higher for the rest of the turn. We got 2 copies of Brook, which is a 6/6/1. On play, rest up to one of our opponent's cards, character, leader, or Dawn, and we can trash this character, and if our leader is Straw Hat Crew type, which he is, we can set up one of our characters with 8 cost or less as active. And then we've got 3 copies of Shanks, just a nice big body, a 10/12 that restands all Dawn on play, but then we can't play cards for the rest of the turn. This has necessitated that we actually play more 2Ks, because people will pop like 14s and whatnot into this guy just to see if we've got any counter in our hand, because we are so likely to have so little. That's why we went back up to about 8 2Ks in the deck. We've got 4 copies of Charleston, one of the other unsearchable cards in the deck. It is a 2-cost event. Counter up to one of our leader characters gains 4,000 power for the turn. Then we can discard a card out of our hand. If we did set 3 cards, 3 of our Dawn is active, it generates an extra 2K out of thin air. Very useful for our leader. And then, of course, we've got 4 copies of Electric Luna, a 3-cost event. All of our opponent's rested characters with the cost of 7 or less will not become active in our opponent's next refresh phase. And man, was that bad for Buggy. It's also got a trigger, rest up to one of our opponent's characters, which is really strong. All right. Going against Buggy, I chose to go first. I'm not entirely sure what the appropriate curve is, but I do like going first. That is my optimal curve, and I've always liked doing it. On 1 Dawn, we're going to be playing a Searcher if we have one. On 3 Dawn, we will play a Searcher if we need to. If we don't need to, though, we like our hand, and we have something like, say, a Sanji and a Luffy and an Usopp already in hand, we will not play a Searcher. We'll just put one under leader and swing 6 or 7 at our opponent, just to make sure that we get them down on life. They're likely to take it because Buggy is a 5-life leader. And then on 5 Dawn, of course, the best play is always going to be Sanji, and then classic lines of Luffy into Usopp with 1 under leader, attack for 6 and 7. And then, of course, on 9 Dawn, the best play is double Sanji, but a lot of the times we're not going to have that. So on 9 Dawn, I really do like to just play out another Monkey D. Luffy, and if we have another smaller body, this has become a very good play on that 9 Dawn turn, just to get us a blocker down, and then just continue to pressure in if you're getting 3 Dawn back up as anyways. It's not too bad. Because on 9 Dawn, you'll play this and this for essentially 6 whole Dawn, and you'll be able to put 1 under leader, 2 Dawn up, and then hopefully you've got that Usopp from a turn or 2 before to get 2 more, and maybe a Sanji to get 1 more Dawn. So you can just go after them pretty hard. This can rest one of our additional Dawns, so this does play for like 5. But it isn't too bad because we can cheat it out even with this guy's restriction. And going against Buggy, you can basically go after their characters. Their hand runs low too fast to really do a lot, but we can also just pressure down their leader. This leader seems very beatable for us. I didn't feel in danger in any of those games, so let me know. Am I getting lucky, or have they just not figured out the build? There's a lot of people. Everybody's new to these leaders, so we are taking this all with a grain of salt. These leaders do need some testing, but that's the kind of the fun of being caught up with almost simultaneous releases. Now everybody's trying to figure out what's going on all at once, and we are playing into the current new leaders pretty well. But of course, the big guy on the horizon is Teach. He will come out later this week in one of my videos, but I just wanted to show you what we're going for. On the Even Dawn curve, we are just going to be doing a lot of the same things. I am okay with going down to 2 life fast against this leader. They don't pressure us real hard. So if you've got a Searcher, play it on 2. If you've got an Usopp, play it on 4. Go down low fast. It's not going to hurt you. And after that, you can just stack Dawn on your leader and play this on 6, or play this on 6 if you got one of these, even better. And then you're just back right on curve, swinging out, playing this on 8, playing this on 8, whatever you need to do. in order to get out maybe one more body, and then just keep on swinging until you eventually just beat them down. Go after the board, I would say, more frequently than not. They have a hard time frequently dealing with the fact that we can remove their 6,000 power prisoners of impel down. Well, it does seem like they have a ton of them. They do not have a limitless hand size, which is very good for us. They cannot refuel it fast enough. We can rip it apart. And I mean, if we go 8 at one of their 6s, it works out just as well for them to play one of their prisoners of impel down out instead to get another one. But they will eventually just run out. So that does seem to be the choke point of the deck. But let me know what you guys are experiencing out there. I am oh so curious to see how you do against this Buggy. It's been a lot of fun. I think that's all I got for you, though. So if you do me a favor, again, like, comment, subscribe. It really does help. I'm having a lot of fun growing this channel, and I love seeing you guys come join the Discord. I appreciate it a lot. All right, I think that's all I got. So as always, good games and good luck. Keep killing out there, and have a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. All right, catch you next time.